Hello and welcome to or welcome back to the channel. I have another lens review for you today. As I always say, there is no right or wrong lens, no good or bad lens. It's just a matter of if it's going to fit your style and needs or not. So let's dig in and see if it's good for you. So this is a Nikon DX wide angle landscape lens. I was really excited to get this lens to be able to shoot lakes all in one frame, as well as like meadows, mountain ranges, and my favorite by far was shooting sequoia trees with this lens. So this is a 10 to 20 millimeter lens. This is a little different because normally when you zoom a lens, you're getting closer. And with this one, you're starting at 20 millimeters. And when you zoom it, you work your way to 10. So when you zoom, you're actually going farther away. So it's a little different the first time you use it. And being a Nikon DX lens, it is made for crop sensor cameras. I just want to be clear on that. So who should consider this lens? Definitely landscape photographers, but also it's a great choice for real estate. I keep saying my dream job is going to be photographing houses for sale. There are so many horrible pictures out there for houses that are for sale, and I would love to have that job, and this is the lens I need to do it. It would also be great for motorhomes that are for sale. I see some really bad pictures there too. This is also good for architecture, traveling and vlogging, especially doing handheld video. So that was something new to me when I looked into what people are using this lens for before I made this video. I realized I totally missed that. I did not realize people use these lenses for vlogging because they're doing a lot of selfie style and they can fit themselves as well as a good portion of what's around them in the frame when they use a lens like this. So the focal length for this lens is 10 to 20 millimeters, and the aperture is 4.5 to 5.6. This lens does have vibration reduction, which also makes it a great choice for the handheld selfie vlogging videos or photography. Even though this is an ultra-wide lens, the built-in vibration reduction really matters for landscapes, travel, and video. When you're shooting at f8 or f11 in low light, the vibration reduction lets you hand hold it at much lower shutter speeds and still get sharp images, which is something you cannot reliably do without using a tripod and without the vibration reduction. So this lens has an AF-P stepping motor, which gives you fast, silent autofocus. And that is really important if you want to use this for video. I don't do a lot of video, but I am aware that noisy focus motors can really be a problem when you're doing video. And it's not a problem for me because 95% of what I do is still photography. And so the noise doesn't matter for that. But if you are interested in doing video, you want to make sure your lens focusing is silent. The filter thread for this lens is 72 millimeters, which is pretty big. It is probably the biggest one I have. And I did find a hood for it. I do like hoods for protecting my lenses. So it looks pretty nice with the hood on it as well. It's a very lightweight lens. It does project from the camera body more than a lot of other lenses, but it's not heavy at all. It's not awkward to carry. You could totally do selfie vlogging stuff with this lens quite easily. It zooms very nicely. It has a manual focus ring. And like I said, it's very nice and small and compact, which is great for people traveling. The speed and accuracy of the focus is amazing on this lens. The one downside to this lens is that your outer corner edges do have some distortion. I think you can fix that probably in Photoshop, maybe possibly in Lightroom. I know I use Lightroom all the time for editing my photos. I know it does a lot more stuff than I'm aware of. I am learning very slowly. I am not a techie person. I struggle a great deal with tech. I have had Photoshop for years and I still can't figure it out, but I do believe there's a way to fix that distortion. But just so you are aware, your outer edge corners do get a little bit distorted, and it's not always noticeable. It depends on what you're photographing. Obviously, when I'm photographing sequoia trees, they are straight. You are going to see the distortion more on something like that, where there are straight lines. For still photography, I suppose you could overshoot what you need and crop it down to remove some of that distortion as well. So like I said, I personally love using this to photograph lakes. Especially we go to Prescott, Arizona quite often, and there's Watson Lake, and I can't fit it in. I think the widest other lens I have is 18 millimeters, and I can't fit it all in the frame. But when I go down to 10 millimeters, I do very well. And like I said, the sequoia trees, Sequoia National Park is one of my most magical, happy places that I love. I'm just in awe of sequoia trees. If you have not seen one in person, you really need to go. But this lens was amazing in allowing me to get so much of the tree in the frame. And like I said, it's great for photographing architecture and interior shots of homes, motorhomes, things like that. It's really, really good for that. So getting down to the pros and cons of this lens. For pros, this is a great ultra wide lens for a crop sensor camera. And it has the vibration reduction, which helps tremendously. It is very lightweight and affordable. And it has that fast, silent autofocus. Looking at the cons, the aperture is not super fast at 4.5 to 5.6, and that corner distortion, softness can be an issue for some people. So my final verdict on who it's best for, again, is nature photographers doing landscape photography, for people traveling, especially if you're vlogging, for realtors or architects possibly. So my personal number one use for this is landscape photography. And again, I want that dream job of photographing houses for sale. So realtors out there, please hire me and let me use this lens. So I would love comments down below if you've used a wide angle lens, especially this one. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, what you've used it for and how it's turned out. If you have any questions or other comments, please leave them down below. And please consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. I am working on getting my subscriber number up, and it really does help support the channel if you do so. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great day, guys, and God bless you.